Hey guys, welcome. I would like to introduce myself to you. I'm Tracy. This is my channel, Tracy from the Mermaid Cove. And yeah, I'm getting through some hard times. How about y'all? Hey, I've disappeared for a little bit, so maybe I need to introduce myself. Whoa. Yeah, I'm having... those of you who are new, I've been suffering, I have ADHD and I've had a hard time this year with medicine. Now that was last year. Excuse me guys, it's 7 o'clock, it's 11 degrees outside here in the DMV in Maryland. Having some coffee, love my coffee in the morning, love my mugs. But yeah, I finally got some medicine and it's helping, but it's not, I don't know if I've gotten into bad habits in this last year. I don't know. Maybe my brain doesn't respond to the medicine like it used to. But yeah, there's a real strain of depression. And yeah, I got the flu, some kind of flu. I don't know what I got. And it's really, I'm having a hard time rising, right? It's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up, and I'm struggling getting up. And I fell, not yet, the day before, thank gosh. I didn't break anything, and it was one step, but I really hurt my thumb right here. And then, you know, I landed on my hip. Luckily, there's some cushion on my hip. But yeah, but it really, that day I was going to work and I couldn't go, and it was a day of thousands of crazy thoughts and, you know, can you take care of yourself? What if this? What if that? But, you know, and I'm really struggling digging out from all the commotion that I didn't handle, you know, in a year. So, and then I find myself not wanting, I don't know, I know it's not complaining, but it's sharing, but I find myself isolating even from you guys. And so that's, I thought, but then, okay, so that kind of component in me, but then YouTube's not letting me load and all kinds of stuff. And it's not like you can call customer service to YouTube. So I've been Googling and this and that, and so I took off the app, I signed out, and then I signed in with what I thought was my PIN number, or code, which I have written down. Didn't like it. So all kinds of rigmarole. And so someone who's just trying to get through their day, right? But, you know, I kept thinking, okay, I feel like this whole year has just been obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, which is how life is sometimes, right? Or a lot of times. But I thought, you're going to get through this. And then my new thing is I respond to a text, but I don't send it. I think I send it. I don't know why I'm not. It's wild. It's just, wow. It's who am I, right? I don't even recognize myself. But I thought, well, if anyone's going to be supportive, it's you guys. And then I was trying to respond to comments. It was challenging me. And you know, technology is technology, right? You can't, you go through times. It says Starbucks Veranda blend with oat milk and a tiny bit of sugar. But y'all, it is my day off. It is 7:30. So I thought I'd just get caught up. Yeah. So I had been walking, drinking water, and I've gotten way off track since the flu. But I thought, okay, again, today's the first day. It's all you have is this moment. Doesn't matter yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. So here I am. I'm trying, and I'm gonna just assume this is gonna upload without me standing on my head or anything. But you know, people who really do make their living this way, it must be very frustrating. You know, I've seen people I've heard people talk about it, you know, especially I think, I haven't really even been on, because this had been bothering me before I fell on it. So, I haven't been on like Instagram and all that as much. I peek on a little bit. But, you know, I see people, creators, and they're like, you know, how Instagram it's scary to make a living there. Because it's so, and they change things and the algorithm and all that, but so I feel like I'm in this loop of, this is what I want to do today, but I don't. And I'm not quite sure, is it because I want to do too much? And I'm setting myself up. And I think this is a lot of what's gone on this year. So there's a strain of not believing myself because I couldn't, because I just could not follow through like before. I don't know. I don't want to think too much about it. I want to, excuse me, try to act my way out of it, I guess. But, you know, also, you know, just have some peace. So one thing I'm going to have to do today, like here's a good example. I have my new book, but I haven't gotten the habit of writing in it yet. Don't know. Can't explain it. But I knew I had to get my car through emissions, and I knew they sent me an email, right? So you didn't get that official thing in the mail. I forgot, then I remember, and I forgot. Anyway, I thought it was done this last week. It's all the weather and the commotion. And then I had been not feeling good. So anyway, here we are. I looked. I printed out the email. It's not due till the 24th. So that's, I don't know what today is, but it's not the 24th. 22nd maybe today. And then I'm gonna do that today. So I found out exactly the times, this and that. So I'm gonna, but normally I like to be up there like right when it opens. It opens at 8:30, but y'all, it's like 12 degrees. So I'm gonna wait. I'm probably not even leave my house till 10. So that's that plan. But yeah, that's what's going on. So I need to do that. There's a bill I need to mail, which, you know, I let it to go too late. I was going to mail it and I didn't because I couldn't find checks. Finally found my checks. And I was going to call and pay it like I've always done, but I haven't done it in a while. And it just had me on a loop. And then I sent an email, like they had contacted me. I thought, what? Of course, they didn't contact me back, but I'm like, what? It's just, yeah. So I'm going to mail it today. It's going to be late. It's that kind of thing that had I just gotten it and mailed it. Which makes perfect sense. So I don't know what's happening right there. Is it bad habit, you think? Is it just because I've been used to like, oh, I'm not going to do it? I don't know. But, yeah, so that's where I'm at. I have been doing art a little bit. You know, let's see if I can say something negative about myself in every comment. Y'all, I don't want to do that. But I just took this little notebook and be awesome today. But I've been ironing. I painted all the pages, just random, you know, different watercolors. And then teas and coffees and stuff. Because then you just don't have a blank book, right? Anyway, it needs to be ironed down. But yeah, so, and I'm taking this workshop and I really have not completed the first lesson, which trying to complete things was the point of it. But I'd like to finish that today. And then this is, okay, I'll tell you. And when I get out of that, oh, it always happens to me. That's not true. Good things always happen to me, right? I'm trying to talk what I want. Write this down. Okay, so the vets pick up, which is awesome. So like donating all kinds of stuff, right? And maybe this is part of this process. I don't know, like totally dismantling. I don't know. But I got up at like 6:30 because I can come at 8 and got stuff out there, got more stuff. And then, of course, there's a day the weather is, we're going to have a bad storm. So I go home. I'm looking at, I get a text, we've rescheduled you to the following Thursday. I'm like, okay. So I get some trash bags, cut them, put them in front. The weather doesn't really come under my porch, thank goodness. So I thought, okay. I kept some stuff inside. So then I get rescheduled because there's another storm, which is what I thought was going to be tomorrow. And now we're rescheduled to a week from tomorrow. Meanwhile, it's a lot of stuff and my hands hurt and I don't know. My mother would be horrified. Like, this looks trashy, but really it's a lot to drag in and out. And I am for my birthday's coming up, y'all. It's Sunday. And, yeah, so I don't know. I'm treating myself to my house cleaners and I want them to be able to clean down there. It's just, there's a lot of moving around. So yes, it feels like a little bit of an obstacle, but I mean, okay, so it doesn't look great. Nothing's getting hurt. But, and I don't know, letting a lot of this go. See, now I feel like crying. I think it has a lot to do with my mother. I started the YouTube channel because of the pandemic and my mom had died year before, I think. I can't remember dates. And, it was scary and all that. So I started doing it and because I wanted to learn and it kept me occupied and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I think going through all this stuff, it's like I did a lot right away when she died, like her clothes and this and that, because I knew she'd want people to use them. But I think that might be part of it. It's like truly the ending to all that. And I don't know what tomorrow will look like. Like, I don't know what's next. And it's kind of scary. And, but I think that's part of it. I'm letting go of a lot of her stuff, her books, and I come across letters and, bills and her handwriting, her address book, stuff like that. So it's just, I think that's part of it. It's just mourning. And maybe it's good because I'm ready to move on to something else. But I think that's part of it. Because, grief is just not linear. It's just not. And can never have a tissue on me to save my life. So, yep. Excuse me. It was funny. At the library yesterday, there was this little kid. And there's two of us at the desk. And she's near the other person. And she's blowing her nose and blowing her nose. And I got up. I had my mask on, but I got my spray. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I think that could be part of it. See, already talking to y'all, I was like, that's been, I guess, bubbling underneath, and I didn't want to deal with it or think about it or admit it. I don't know why. It's just natural process. But I'm trying to really be ruthless. And, hold on. So look at this. This is like made from barnwood. Carolina collection, handcrafted, and it's pretty. Angela and I bought it. I have this thing about Bigfoot. It was like $30, but I can let it go. I need to let it go. It's just one of these things that it's unusual, eccentric. I think, and Bigfoot in my childhood is a big thing, but Angela, my friend who passed away, gave it to me. We got it. So, and I was thinking, well, who could I give this to? Hey, happy birthday. I don't know, but I think it's just time to let it go. Because if I were going to move to New Zealand in a little villa, I probably wouldn't take it. So it's just like that. I don't know why that's hard, because I don't notice it most of the time, really. Do you? then I thought, well, maybe I'll take it to work and do a display with it, which I might. I work at a library, but that might be funny. And it could just be odd things. I don't know. But it needs to leave my house, that's for sure. So it's just stuff like that. Like, I mean, I'm really, you know, it's easy to get rid of things, but I'm really, really digging deep and thinking, you know, it's stuff, right? It's stuff. And I want space. I want to let good opportunities come in, new experiences come in. So that's what's going on with me. Again, trying to figure out my art stuff, but today I need to do some laundry, get it kind of organized, and it's chaos right now, absolute chaos. And yeah, and I've got to go. I need to go to the post office, but I might do that tomorrow on my way to work. Because I don't know. This one is out of the way, so I bought one thing from QVC this year. Is this purse. And I like it, but I don't need a purse. So I've got till the end of this month. And really, I don't think last year I had to return anything. Other than like the face cream I get, I don't really go on QVC, and I don't have to I don't watch it. Because if I watch it, I want to buy things. But so that's what's happening. I get a week from today, actually, I have a doctor's appointment. And make sure to get my blood work that something else isn't going on with me. And then I go back to the eye doctor and get everything in works to get cataract surgery. And maybe that's bothering me a little bit more than I think it is. Because, you know, my mom won't be here. Trying to line up people. You know, when can I drive? When can I go back to work? So I think that might actually be hanging on my head. But I'm putting pressure. I want a lot done by then in case something happens, right? But that's lovely thinking. In case you go blind, in case you die, well, in case I can see better, right? That's what's going to be going on. But yeah, so anyway, this is what's happening. And yeah. But you only can do what you can do. And then I guess the work is forgiveness for me. I think I'm on a track, and, you know, you get pushed off track. And then I feel really crappy I'm not on the track, which keeps you from getting back on the track, I think. Anyway, Sunday's my birthday. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it was always a big deal for my mom. And my friend Beverly will make it a big deal. She's like, what do you want to do? I'm just thinking, clean my house. But I am going to, and you know, the weather and all that, there's a lot going on. I know a lot of y'all feel like that. And some of you love the weather. There's a couple of people at work who just like love the cold. Good for them. I don't know. The older I get a little less intolerant of it. But, you know, I mean, I only, you know, shoveling the second time wasn't fun because I shoveled like 4 times, you know, to keep up with it. And I did really good with my back until I fell. But I'm thankful I didn't really hurt myself. Thank God, thank whoever. And but yeah, so that's what's happening. So I think what I might try to do today is I really committed to getting this table clear today. And I think what I've decided, because I have all a lot of art stuff in the living room, which I want to get out of there, is in my library. I want to clear one bookshelf, and I'm kind of in the process of that. Like, I need to go back and be a little bit more ruthless about books. And like, I have all these really cool like romance paperbacks from the 60s. And am I going to read them? Probably not. because I'm sure they're terrible. And could they be of value one day? Let's say one day I could make 300 off the set. Well, it's not helping me today. I need space today, right? And I do believe 300 will come to me in a different way than selling these books. But it's that kind of thing, like, oh, one day. Now I have some really beautiful hardcover backs that are old that I'm going to keep, but I like looking at them. And then I'm thinking, well, you could keep the covers of these while I have plenty of paperback covers. And there's some project in me, but it's not here yet. So, but I you know what? And if I stop and look at what I have done, and this is why I need to be in communication with you guys a lot more, is because you support me in that. And I don't know why I cut that off a little bit, but I'm glad that I just had a lucid thought of, what are you doing? Okay, yes, you managed to get YouTube back on track. I hope this should post today, okay, I think. But yeah. But I love cozy mysteries, and so between my bookcase and my wall, I had 2 layers piled way up that I've been collecting forever. And I let most of them go. I mean, I kept maybe out of that 6 because possibilities, right? And there's, anything that really struck me as interesting that I knew I couldn't really get at the library or it would be harder, I kept. But you know what? For some reason, I can't read. I'm trying to read this book with Claire. And a customer told me, a good friend customer, read this book, you'll love it. And I am having such a hard time concentrating, and it drives me wild. Reading has always been a refuge for me, but I'm thinking maybe it's the cataract too. It's not helpful. But I'm going to keep trying. And one of the reasons too I'm not scrolling so much on Instagram is it affects your brain. It causes shallows, right? And it makes your brain different. So I'm trying to undo that, really, because, one of my favorite artists, Leslie Riley, on her feed, she had put, stop looking for inspiration, go make art, right? Like, there's always inspiration, but I think there's part of it like, well, why aren't you doing that? Well, yours wouldn't be that good. Well, what's happening? Like, something's wrong with you. Like, get all rid of your art supplies. And that goes like, whoosh. Jeez, that makes me crazy. So I'm working on that. Maybe part of the whole decluttering, right? Like really purging, that doesn't sound like fun, does it? No. But I have to let go of things I think I want, really want, think I'll use. And that is, it's hard, but I'm doing it. And it's not going as fast as I would like. Maybe I can't. Maybe I literally couldn't do it any faster because of the emotional connection, maybe spiritual, I don't know. But I've talked about her before, Louise Hay. She has written books. She started working with AIDS patients in San Francisco in the 70s, 80s, when people wouldn't go near people. It was terrible, but she really is an amazing person. She's gone now, of course, but she's written so many amazing books, and I'm listening to her, You Can Heal Your Life, I think, or over and over and over in the car. And that's the kind of thing I need to, I've been watching all this true crime, which is not helpful, but very addicting. But, so she has a company called Hay House, right? Because they publish books and stuff like that. But Denise Linn, Linn, I haven't read her in a long time, but I really read a lot of these books, and I need to get back to it. I say that every day, and I have tons to read, but I just have to have our time and read what I can, and stop maybe, and then read a little bit more. I've got to train myself back into reading. But I do hope with my cataract thing is going to help, right? But it's gone. So that's a benefit of looking forward to this. But they have a free workshop about space clearing starting today. And I think if you go to, I found it on Instagram, but if you go to Hay House, I think you can find it if you want to do it. So, and I think they picked 3 rooms to work on. So I looked at some of the pre-videos, and it was interesting, but it got me thinking in a different way. And it got me thinking, because I was watching this last week, you have to let stuff go. Even stuff you think you want, you got to let it go. And it asks you questions what do you want your space to be like? What do you want to feel like? What do you want to invite into your life, right? What is the blockage? If this stuff is blocking new things. What would you like to bring in your life, right? And it's not things. Not things. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. And talking to you right now, it's like I can't believe it's been so hard to upload. And I can't believe I sort of just kind of cut myself off. For a little bit, I was thinking, well, you're not good at YouTube. Nobody cares. What are you doing? I'm like, that's such a lie. And one person's watching. I know my true blues are here. And I don't want you to worry about me. I worry enough. But I just wish we all lived closer. Truly been a gift. So anyway, that's what's happening. I am going to make some food, get some food in my system. And yeah. And maybe I'll grab one of my spiritual books and take a couple minutes, 10 minutes, and just slowly start to read some stuff. But a lot of these books I'm going to let go. It's again, when you have too much to choose from, right? But I'm trying to set more limits. I'm not even looking at the books in my bedroom yet. But I got more cookbooks to let go of. And I'm thinking, why are you holding on to these cookbooks? Why? Because you would really have something to do with my mother, of course. It's not like I can't have any cookbooks, but I still have too many cookbooks, right? So, yeah. So that's the next thing. Back to that. And those I'm just going to take to work and we have a pickup all the time. They go to the Big Friends chapter and they make money for programs and stuff. So I'm donating books back there. And that's a good thing too. And really, Beverly and I were talking about the vets, that's a big thing to my mother's heart, my heart, my was an Air Force family, but the vets need to pick up. And even if I thought, okay, you're just going to throw as much in your car and take it salvation, I'm not doing that. It's going to be 20 degrees today. So, and I don't know the weather's, I don't know if they're just behind what's going on, but oh my God, they have to come the 30th now. So that's what's happening. It seems like obstacle, stumble. But here I am, you guys, and I still want to start doing fun content. I did make myself chicken and dumplings. And I got all kinds of fun of those different colored carrots. And I had to peel them and cut them, which is always an obstacle, but I did it. Yay, Tracy, you cut up carrots. But Beverly, so I wanted to share this with y'all. So on Instagram, there's Brunch with Babs, right? An older Jewish grandmother. And she does these recipes. So one was Mississippi pot roast, It's like you get the crock pot. You put the chuck roast, and I can't remember, you have ranch dressing, au jus or French onion dip kind of gravy thing, peppercini and butter, salt and pepper and all that, whatever else you want to put in. Carrots, we added carrots, you can add potato, whatever you want it. But when Beverly, I made it once with chicken, and because really, the meat was so fatty, it took away from it. So, and I can't buy the best cut of meat to kind of eliminate that. But so Beverly made some and she froze a bunch for me. So I thought, I'm going to eat this. And then, so I took a little bit more than half for the chicken and dumplings. Well, this meat was so yummy. You could just eat it by just a mouthful. So I put that in my chicken and dumplings. It was so good. So, and then I was craving tacos, real tacos. I hadn't had tacos in forever. So I got actual corn tortillas. I didn't try them in the air fryer. I might do that next. But my dad, I would always get this much oil, and he had this pan that plug in. But I just add a little bit of oil and just got them heated up on each side. Oh my gosh. So those were good. And I have enough chicken left for a tostada, right? For lunch maybe. But y'all have to try this. If you do Babs Mississippi pot roast, and of course you just zhuzh it up how you want, and I don't even think you add onion. I don't remember, but Beverly added all these yummy carrots and stuff, so I just kind of ate those out separately. But it's good. And so not now, because I'll have eaten chicken all week. I think we're gonna have some salmon this week, y'all. I got to do the food planning because I got to fill my brain up with nutrients. Right? And I have the urge, I can't remember if I posted it, but I'll try. I did a quick haul I had ordered groceries to be picked up like the night before the storm. I was tired and I come in, I'm doing a haul and I feel like, okay, I'm missing things, right? And I was debating, do I go to my car? It's like milk, eggs, ham. I thought it's cold enough anyway. I made myself go to the car and they weren't there. So I called and they were there. So I didn't pick them up the next day because of the storm. I just didn't want to go at all. And then I was picking up and I fell. So anyway, I finally got it yesterday. So I have blueberries, I have raspberries, I have all kinds of stuff. And so I'm like, right now, I just don't want to even go to Walmart. What am I need? I mean, let's just push it back. Now, I have gift cards there, so it's not going to cost me anything, which is why I want to go there. But you know what? Again, I say it and I say it, but I swear I am starting a series, eating from my freezer. And I know I have salmon, and yeah, I got to look for different ways. I'm going to try, this was from Trader Joe's fillets, and I want to incorporate more fish. So I'm going to try that maybe in the air fryer. I don't know. Again, I will Google different things. And Beverly, you got to have lots of lemon. I have lemon now. Pretty sure I have lemon. Yeah. Did I get lemon? But use what I have and eat it up. And I know I have some frozen veggies. So what I'm going to do today is take one out and just cook it. And then I can just, have a cup with whatever I'm eating, right? Doesn't have to make sense. I have some salad to eat. So I'm good. It would be nice if I could go, I don't know, at least past my birthday into that week. And then really so I'm off Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm going to work Monday through Thursday. So maybe that Friday that I'm off, go and get what I need. It's really hard because I look and I think, yeah, and I will, I like my little whipped butter, but I'm not eating as much because I'm really laying low on carbs. Not completely, but I'm really thinking it through, y'all. And I'm telling you, so this is, I hate getting in my head, right? There's something I want. And I've been battling this Dairy Queen in my neighborhood, Evil. And they keep showing chicken tenders. There's a big sign with chicken tenders. And I went online. You get chicken tenders, French fries, and I know their fries are terrible. And Texas toast. And, but it's not full of good things. I'm like, so I got good chicken tenders from Trader Joe's. I still have some of that. And I'm like, I don't even really eat chicken tenders. Like if I go to a restaurant, I don't order chicken tenders, But anyway, I have them. But now that I know about this chicken, right? And I could buy a bunch of chicken and cook it like that and have it frozen. Ooh, so tasty. But yeah, and I want to do that with y'all. So I want to start doing a little bit of cooking. Usually my mom would make something for me to bring to work for my birthday. So I want to do that. But a lot going on. So I'm just, yeah. So anyway, I miss you guys, and I'm going to get back in the role. And honestly, your support means everything to me. But I want to get back to doing fun things too. And I just don't know. I thought, do you have Alzheimer's or the beginning of dementia? I'm not even kidding you. Because if you have some hearing loss, that can happen. And that's my next phase is go to get my hearing tested. I know I had I went and had it tested, but it was a place I didn't like them. And so I'm going to do that again. And they say that, you can get good hearing aids at Costco. But it's not vanity. I could care less. It's a cost. If someone said right now, I'll take you and get you great, I would do it in a heartbeat when you think about it. So, but I worry about, of course, because, one of my good patrons who's become a friend and really I loved her husband. And when he got sick and was bad, I really tried to support her. And then she helped me with my mom, but she's, I don't know how old she is, in her 80s, I guess, but I pick out books for her, and I noticed she kept returning them quickly, and she's, yeah, and they're not, they're books that take time, and I knew, she would call me and say, what's your schedule? Do you have books? Say yes, and okay, and then she called me twice more in 30 minutes, so I knew something's going on, and I know her daughter, not well, but I know her because she used to come to the library all the time. Anyway, And I've been meaning to reach out to her and just hadn't, because I don't have her number. I was looking for her, like, school, she's a school guidance counselor. Anyway, she came in yesterday with her mom and grabbed me, and she's like, because she's not really reading the books I'm giving her. She can't really read them. And, she wanted me to see if I could get something in, like, just like young adult or teen, or maybe, higher level children's books, because there's some good stuff out there. And I said, that makes sense, because she returns them so fast. I'm like, what? It just breaks my heart. I hope whatever happens in my life, I can read till my last dying day. That is hard. And it set me off on this, because, she's got kids. She's got insane amount of money. She can stay home. It's going to, she's going to be okay in that sense. She's going to be taken care of. But, it's just sad that the one thing she loves more than anything. And during the pandemic, I would get books and drop by her house when we started working again, because she was desperate for books. And she's so funny. She can afford to buy whatever she wants. She will not spend money on books. She's like, what do you do with them? She's a character. She really is. So, but very humble, nice human being. And so that was hard. And that set me in a funk yesterday. It's just sad. But she's got people to take care of her. And I'm going to find some books that hopefully incorporate more pictures. But she's a good reader in the sense that she tries to read everything. But she likes a lot of hardship stories where she's so amazing. I remember early on when we started to get to know each other. I can't think of the author. But anyway, she wrote a book about her childhood and the difficulties, and it became a bestseller. And she reached out to the author and wrote her letter and just said, I'm so worried about you, and I think about you, I'm praying for you. Are you okay? How's your life? That kind of thing. And the woman wrote back, and they wrote for a while. And, but that's the kind of person she is, like, right? How of us even thought about it, but she actually does that kind of thing in the past to people that really moved her. Isn't that nice? So yeah. And no matter what, people like to hear from people. You think, oh, well, someone's famous or this or that. No, people are people, right? And it's nice that someone would write you a letter like that and say, I'm thinking of you. How are you? Okay, so I'm thinking of y'all. How are y'all doing? It's all about me, right? It's weird because my channel is about me, but it's very strange. So anyway, taking a breath. It's a new moment, right? And do what I can do. And somehow I got to keep myself from going unconscious or just gliding somewhere. I don't know what happens. It's almost like I come back into my body and 3 hours have passed, and nothing that I'm choosing to do, I have managed to get done. So I'm not sure what that's about. They'll have an appointment with my brain guy on Friday or Thursday. So got lots to talk about with him. And he's so great because he said, look, if this, it's expensive, Adderall, this generic, non-generic. But he said, if it's not working, this and that, I'm going to see if we can go up on it and see how that feels. But he's like, we got all kinds of things to try, So it feels good to have someone on your team that knows what they're doing, right? Instead of my other doctor where I had to figure out everything. And, when your brain's not functioning the way you're used to it functioning, it's a challenge. Like this cataract thing, I have a chart because I can't keep up with everything. And I've got moving people helping me. And then, it's scary to depend on other people, but you have to. There's just no other way around it. So it will be what it will be. But God willing, and it's kind of far for me to like Uber. Like it's not normal, and you can't. Like Ubers won't wait for you, and I'm coming out of surgery. I need to be taken home, and there's no Uber. I can't imagine. Anyway, I know. Yeah. I'm gonna get all my friends on high alert, and one friend's taking me, and the next day my brother's helping me go to the eye appointments. There's just a lot going on, and I guess it's causing me more anxiety than I want to admit to. So you can have sort of like a depression. And then you have like anxiety under it. It's not the most pleasant place to be. No wonder I go unconscious and like float away. God. But okay, guys. I'm going to iron this. I'm going to eat some food. I think I'll go get dressed, get myself together, get to the emissions. Maybe I'll talk to you all in the car, and go from there. But I do have a lot of stuff going, and I'm going to be You know, they'll take between 4 and 15 boxes. I think I'm going to hit that limit. But if I have to, I will throw stuff in my car and go to Salvation Army. If we don't have bad weather, and I know they can come, I think they come in my area Tuesdays and Fridays. So, yeah, let's do it. It's a lot, but let's do it. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you no matter what. If I disappear, I appreciate you. You mean something to me, and I'm going to be back regular as I miss this. And yeah, I still suffer with, well, if you're not happy and positive, you should just be quiet and not bother anyone. Really, it's still ingrained in me. But, you know, you think you've moved past something and it comes roaring, its head comes roaring back. And next thing you know, like something's on your throat and you're like, what just happened? But I'm going to fight my way through it. And yeah, because I miss you guys, and yeah, and I need your support. I do. This is a lot. It's a lot. It's life-changing. And I try to move away from, look, you're going to mess this up and your whole life's going to be terrible from now on. I'm just like, stop it. That's just so torturous, right? But no, it's not. It's not true. It may be completely different. It's not going to be torturous. Okay, guys, you take care, and I will do my best to post this. Let's see. All the YouTube guys are favoring me today. All right, take care.